Chosen one. Subscribe and let the awakening compass guide you. Could selfishness be the secret to unlocking your true potential? What if everything you've been taught about being good is a lie? What if the very traits that make you lovable and relatable are the ones keeping you stuck, small, and unfulfilled? You've been sold a narrative that selflessness is virtue, that prioritizing others is noble, and that chasing your dreams unapologetically is selfish. But here's the truth. Sometimes selfishness isn't just necessary, it's the key to your survival. You've felt it, haven't you? That tug of war between your soul's calling and society's expectations. You've dimmed your light, silenced your dreams, all to fit into a mold that was never made for you. But what if breaking free from that mold is the only way to manifest the life you were destined for? What if the selfish path is in reality the most sacred one? In this groundbreaking journey, we'll unravel the lies, confront the guilt, and show you why choosing yourself is the most profound act of love and transformation. The rules are about to change, and your life will never be the same. Are you ready to rewrite the story and reclaim your power? The power to manifest lies in the audacity to embrace what many would call bad. But what is being bad, if not defying the invisible chains of good behavior imposed by society? It is not empty techniques, like mechanically repeating affirmations in front of a mirror, that spark transformation. It is the inner fire, the intensity of a soul refusing limitations, that ignites true power. Manifestation isn't about asking, it's about claiming as inevitable what the heart has already declared as truth. Throughout life, the label of a good person is offered as a badge of honor, but in reality, it's a gilded cage. This pursuit of approval suffocates authenticity and blocks the energetic flow required to create the desired reality. The universe does not respond to submission but to conviction, to that high-frequency resonance of authenticity and passion. To manifest, one must muster the courage the world might label as selfishness or deviation. Leave behind the illusion that goodness is enough. The game of manifestation is not won by those who follow rules but by those who dare to rewrite them. Aligning emotionally with one's desires comes at a cost. The cost of displeasing others, of being misunderstood. Yet it is in this barren terrain, far from the shadows of societal expectations, that true power flourishes. And so, the inevitable question arises: what is good and bad in the journey of manifestation? Good and bad, mere constructs born of societal norms, are not fixed truths, but shifting sands beneath the feet of those who seek to manifest greatness. What one society lauds as virtuous, another may deem disgraceful. This fluidity exposes the trap of morality. It binds the individual to a set of expectations designed to maintain conformity, not to foster authenticity. To break free, one must see beyond these labels and embrace a higher truth, their own. The qualities of goodness often align with submission, restraint, and a quiet obedience to the collective. These traits, though celebrated, create boundaries that suffocate the extraordinary. Greatness demands a rebellion against this silent oppression. It calls for the dismantling of norms that demand we shrink ourselves to fit into molds we were never meant to occupy. To manifest, one must shed these weights and rise into their own light. Overcoming societal constraints is not just a choice, it's a necessity for those destined to succeed. The world will resist, pulling at the threads of guilt and fear to keep the dreamer grounded in mediocrity. Yet the call of manifestation is louder, a relentless drumbeat demanding freedom from the cages of morality. Will you listen? Will you step into the fire of transformation, unbound and unapologetic? Manifestation is not a ritual of empty gestures or a mechanical repetition of affirmations. Techniques like vision boards and mantras may offer structure, but they are powerless without emotional alignment. The true force lies in frequency, in the resonance of belief so deep that the universe has no choice but to comply. Traditional methods often distract from this truth, encouraging strategy over conviction. To detach from the obsession with techniques is to embrace the raw power of one's own energy. Manifestation is not a checklist, but a symphony, orchestrated by emotions that vibrate at the frequency of the desired reality. The heart must beat with certainty, the mind must reject doubt, and the soul must align with the inevitable. Only then can the intangible become tangible. Focusing on methods rather than energy is like planting seeds in barren soil. Without the richness of belief and the light of emotional clarity, nothing will grow. True manifestation begins when one abandons the illusion of control offered by strategy and steps fully into the flow of their personal frequency. Are you willing to let go of the old and trust the power within? To be good often means to live within the confines of what makes others comfortable. It means staying small, being agreeable, and prioritizing the collective over the self. These traits, while celebrated, are the chains that bind the soul to mediocrity. Manifestation demands individuality, yet goodness, as defined by societal norms, suppresses the extraordinary fire within. The very traits that win applause from the world are the ones that silence the inner voice of authenticity. The pursuit of relatability is another prison of the good. To be relatable often requires one to dim their own light, to step back from ambitions that might intimidate or alienate others. But manifestation is not birthed in shadows. It thrives in unapologetic self-priority. Only by shedding the need to be liked, to fit in, can one rise to the frequency of their dreams and desires. Goodness, as it's defined, is a limitation disguised as a virtue. It encourages a quiet life of conformity, of staying in line and avoiding disruption. Yet, the greatest manifestations come from disruption, from stepping boldly into the unknown and embracing the discomfort of nonconformity. Will you continue to seek approval, or will you dare to disrupt the narrative and claim the life you deserve? Success, though desired by many, is feared by most. The thought of standing out, of breaking free from the familiar, stirs a primal fear rooted in societal judgment. This fear whispers lies, that greatness isolates, that rising too high will cost love, acceptance, and belonging. Yet, mediocrity, born from conformity, is the true thief of joy. To fear success is to deny one's divine purpose, to trade brilliance for safety. Mediocrity is the comfort zone of the masses, a place where ambition is softened by the approval of others. But manifestation requires stepping beyond this zone, into the uncharted territory of boldness and individuality. The fear of doing too much or being seen as too different is a weight that must be cast aside. True greatness lies not in blending in, but in standing out, in becoming a beacon of possibility for those still trapped in the cycle of conformity. To manifest a life of abundance and purpose, one must confront this fear head-on. Success is not a punishment, but a reward for authenticity. It is not isolation, but alignment with a higher calling. The question is not whether you can succeed, but whether you can face the fear of leaving mediocrity behind. Will you dare to claim the extraordinary, or will you remain shackled to the ordinary? The desire to be relatable is a subtle but powerful chain, binding individuals to the expectations of the masses. It is a quiet surrender to the comfort of mediocrity, a decision to dim one's light to avoid making others uncomfortable. Yet manifestation thrives not in the shadows of conformity, but in the bold embrace of individuality. To strive for relatability is to abandon the unique frequency that sets one apart. Social conformity, cloaked in the guise of belonging, demands that we trade authenticity for acceptance. It whispers that to be loved, one must blend in, avoid standing out, and live within the lines society has drawn. But the cost of conformity is immense. The loss of self, the silencing of dreams, and the abandonment of the soul's deepest calling. Relatability is not the goal, transformation is. Manifestation requires breaking free from the illusion that one must relate to be valued. Greatness cannot be watered down to fit into the molds of collective expectations. It demands a leap of faith, a willingness to be misunderstood and even rejected. Will you sacrifice your individuality to be relatable, Or will you rise above the noise and claim the life that is yours by divine design? Social contracts, those unspoken agreements to conform in exchange for love and acceptance, hold immense power over the human spirit. They promise connection, but at the cost of authenticity. These invisible chains bind individuals to the expectations of others, whispering that nonconformity will lead to rejection. Yet, true manifestation demands the breaking of these contracts and the reclamation of self-priority. The fear of losing love is a weapon society wields to ensure compliance. It teaches that to be valued, one must be agreeable, accommodating, and predictable. But manifestation thrives on unpredictability, on a fearless alignment with one's desires, no matter how unconventional. Social contracts keep dreams small and hearts tethered to the approval of others, but they cannot hold against the force of a soul that chooses itself. To manifest a life of abundance, one must rewrite these contracts, replacing fear with faith and conformity with courage. The cost may be high, but the reward is immeasurable. A life lived in alignment with one's highest purpose. Are you ready to break free, to rewrite the narrative and claim the freedom that is your birthright? Love, the most profound of human emotions, can also be the most binding. It carries the power to uplift, but it also serves as a tool of control, anchoring individuals to societal norms. The subconscious equates nonconformity with the loss of love, creating a cycle of guilt and fear that stifles individuality. Yet, to manifest one's true destiny, one must untangle love from expectations and rediscover its pure essence. Conformity often masquerades as love, demanding that we shrink ourselves to fit into the expectations of others. It teaches that to be loved is to be agreeable, to blend in, to avoid disrupting the fragile comfort of the collective. But true love is not conditional. It does not seek to limit or suppress. Manifestation thrives on authenticity, a state that cannot coexist with the fear of losing love for being true to oneself. Breaking free from this illusion is an act of courage. It means redefining love as an unconditional force, one that liberates rather than confines. Only then can one align with the higher frequencies necessary for manifestation. Will you let love guide you to freedom, or will you allow it to be a chain that binds you to the expectations of others? Detachment from social norms is the crucible where true transformation begins. These norms, built on centuries of conformity, whisper that safety lies in the familiar and that success must be earned through the approval of others. But manifestation demands a bold severance from these constraints, a fearless step into the unknown where authenticity flourishes. To cling to these norms is to live in the shadow of one's potential. Guilt and fear are the guardians of these outdated frequencies, designed to keep individuals tethered to the comfort of mediocrity. They suggest that breaking free is selfish, that individuality threatens the fabric of belonging. Yet, it is in this detachment that the soul's highest purpose is revealed. Manifestation cannot coexist with the old. It thrives on the unshakable belief that one's desires are valid and worthy. This journey of detachment is not easy. It demands the courage to withstand judgment, the strength to navigate guilt, and the clarity to see fear for what it is, an illusion. The question remains, will you step into the light of your own truth, or will you remain bound to the shadows of societal expectation? Good and bad, two sides of the same coin, neither with inherent meaning, yet both wield immense power over our lives. Society has weaponized these labels, using them to enforce conformity and suppress individuality. But manifestation requires stepping beyond this polarity, embracing the freedom to be labeled bad, if it means living in alignment with one's truth. Success does not come to those bound by labels, but to those who transcend them. To manifest, one must challenge the belief that being good is virtuous and being bad is condemnable. These are constructs, tools of the old frequency designed to maintain control. True power lies in embracing traits deemed bad, such as selfishness, self-priority, and nonconformity. These are not flaws, but the flames that ignite transformation and drive the soul toward its divine purpose. The polarity of good and bad is an illusion meant to divide and weaken. To rise, one must see it for what it is and reclaim their power from its grip. Manifestation is not about pleasing others or fitting into their definitions. It is about unapologetically pursuing what sets your soul on fire. Will you dare to embrace your badness and claim the life that waits beyond these limiting illusions? Bad people, as society labels them, are often the ones who dare to live unapologetically. They do not seek permission to dream, nor do they wait for approval to act. Their strength lies in their ability to prioritize themselves and reject the constraints of societal expectations. These individuals understand that manifestation demands boldness, not compliance, and that greatness is born from defiance, not submission. To be bad is to shatter the illusion that life must be lived for others. These people refuse to dim their light to make others comfortable, embracing instead a fierce individuality that aligns with their higher purpose. They know that success comes from daring to want more, even at the risk of being misunderstood. It is this unapologetic pursuit of their desires that sets them apart and tunes them to the frequency of abundance. Society may paint them as selfish, but their so-called selfishness is a radical act of self-love and authenticity. They prioritize their own emotional alignment, knowing it is the key to unlocking the life they desire. Will you dare to walk this path, to embody the characteristics of those who refuse to conform and instead rise to meet their destiny? Guilt and fear are the shadows that haunt those who dare to rise. They whisper of betrayal, of abandoning the collective, of stepping too far beyond the boundaries of comfort. But these emotions are not truths. They are remnants of the old frequency, designed to hold you back. To manifest greatness, one must confront these shadows and reframe them as opportunities for liberation. Guilt is the weight society places on those who prioritize themselves. It tells you that self-priority is selfishness and that success must be paid for with shame. But guilt is a lie, a reflection of others' discomfort with your growth. Fear, too, is a mirage, a projection of imagined consequences that rarely materialize. Together, these emotions are the guardians of mediocrity, standing between you and the life you deserve. Reframing guilt and fear requires awareness and courage. It means recognizing them as tools of the past and refusing to let them dictate your future. These emotions lose their power when faced with the light of truth, that your growth, your success, your alignment are acts of love, not just for yourself, but for the world you are destined to transform. Will you let these shadows hold you, or will you step boldly into the light? Manifestation is not bound by actions or strategies, but by frequency, the vibrational energy of thoughts and emotions in alignment with one's desires. The universe does not hear words or see vision boards. It feels the resonance of your conviction. To manifest, you must elevate your frequency, shedding the guilt, fear, and survival thinking that keep you tethered to mediocrity. Success flows not to those who plead, but to those who resonate. Good people often unknowingly vibrate at low frequencies, weighed down by societal expectations and emotional misalignment. They operate in survival mode, prioritizing the needs of others while neglecting their own. This imbalance blocks the flow of abundance and hinders manifestation. The shift begins when one dares to embrace their individuality, tuning into the higher frequency of self-priority and love. The frequency of manifestation is not static. It is a dynamic reflection of your inner state. To align with your desires, you must embody them emotionally and energetically, creating a resonance so powerful that the universe must respond. The question is not if you can manifest, but whether you will elevate your frequency to match your vision. Are you ready to rise and vibrate at the level of your dreams? The pursuit of being good is the silent killer of dreams. It ties identity to the approval of others, creating a cage where growth is stifled and authenticity is sacrificed. Manifestation demands a shift, a bold detachment from the desire to be perceived as good. It is not rebellion for its own sake, but a conscious choice to align identity with one's highest purpose, free from the expectations of the collective. To detach from goodness is to step into a realm of unapologetic self-priority. It is the recognition that success cannot coexist with constant compromise. Growth requires shedding the need to be liked, abandoning the fear of judgment, and embracing the discomfort of standing out. Only then can attention and energy be fully directed toward manifesting the life you were meant to live. The path of growth is not adorned with approval. It is paved with courage and conviction. To let go of goodness is to choose alignment over acceptance, authenticity over conformity. The universe responds not to those who are agreeable, but to those who are certain of their worth and vision. Are you ready to relinquish the illusion of goodness and step into the power of who you truly are? Manifestation is a game of frequency, where identity and emotional charge shape reality itself. It is not a practice of effort but of embodiment, where every thought and feeling aligns with the vision of what is desired. The rules of society no longer apply in this realm. Success belongs to those who dare to rewrite their narrative, prioritizing their goals over the expectations of others. In this game, to win is to vibrate higher. The journey is not without sacrifice. It requires shedding the weight of societal norms, abandoning the false security of approval, and walking boldly into the unknown. This is not a path for the faint of heart, but for those who choose authenticity over conformity. To manifest greatness is to trust in the unseen, to move forward with conviction, even when the world resists. The power lies not in the world's approval, but in your unwavering alignment. Being bad, as the world may label it, is not a vice but a necessity. It is the act of prioritizing your dreams, your growth, and your alignment above all else. The game of frequency demands this courage, and its rewards are infinite. Will you embrace the fire within and play to win, or will you remain in the shadows of societal expectation? The choice is yours, and the stakes have never been higher. Now that you've uncovered the truth, the question remains, will you dare to act on it? Manifestation is not for the faint of heart. It's for those who are ready to break free from the chains of societal expectations and step boldly into their divine purpose. Will you continue living for others, or will you prioritize your dreams and rewrite your story? The time to choose is now. Think about what's at stake. A life of mediocrity or a life of abundance, alignment, and success? What will you sacrifice, your authenticity or the illusion of approval? The power is in your hands, and the universe is waiting for your decision. Are you ready to align with the frequency of your destiny? If you're ready to continue this journey of transformation, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Together, we'll dive deeper into unlocking your potential and mastering the game of manifestation. Your future self is counting on you. Don't keep them waiting.